Okay, now that I just wasted a minute and a half resituating my camera, didn't realize the base of my tripod and ring light was not right. My ring light's also a little too dark. So I'm doing fucking great, guys. Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be talking about the primer infused Wanderlust blushes from Buxom. Those specifically. I did buy a lip gloss, but just one. Just one. I may have bought quite a few blushes. I wanted the whole collection, but I mean, at least I didn't buy the whole collection. I'm also going to talk about the brushes that I use for these blushes, along with my opinions on the blushes. Alright, let's get on into it. I've got Ibiza, Havana, and Dali. So I've worn these a couple times a piece, so I feel like I am ready and equipped to talk about my opinions on them. This lip gloss is an Ibiza Bomb, and I've only used it like once, so I can't really give my opinion on this one officially, but it smells good. It smells tropical, but a lot like coconut, which is cool if you like coconut. Out of these three, my favorite has gotta be Ibiza. Also, side note, I googled how to say that. I don't even know where that is, if we're being 100% real here. Yeah, I googled how to say that because I was like, you know, it doesn't, I don't think I'm saying that right. Just pronouncing it letter for letter in such a hardcore American way without actually looking up how to say the name of the country that I've never been to or heard of. So I looked it up. Anyways, yeah, Ibiza is definitely I'm probably saying that wrong anyways, but that one is definitely my favorite. It is super pigmented, it's super rich. It is what I am wearing on my cheeks today. If you go with a light hand, it's okay. My second favorite is Dali. It's a very nude blush. So for ranking, I have to put Havana third. Nothing wrong with it, it's just more pink, and I don't really do pink blushes with more of pink undertone specific blushes, so they're gonna last a lot longer than any other blush, in my opinion, at least from the blushes that I've tried. Usually blushes go away really quick on me, so I go in with a heavier hand at first, hoping to try and make it last longer. It doesn't usually last any longer, but with these, what I put on my face at the beginning of the day is what is left at the end of my day, which I am 100% down with. So that faint bone chewing noise is my dog chewing on this antler. This is legitimately an antler from a deer. We found it out in the woods. We gave it to her. And that's probably my favorite part. I'm not sure if it's because they're primer infused or whatnot, but they last really long. That is without a doubt my favorite part of these blushes. That's why I wanted so many of them. They last longer than any blush I've tried in my collection, so. Now these are not beginner friendly, in my opinion. If you ask me, these are totally not for beginners. There's a lot of blending and working it into the skin to make it look nice. The primer infused part of it might also be why it's a little bit hard to work into the skin. It's not that it's hard to work in, but when you put it there, it's there. And then it kind of blends out, but you have to really work at it. It's not that it doesn't blend out, you just have to really work at it. And that's why I don't think they're beginner friendly at all. Hell, they're not really for someone who's more advanced in makeup either, if they're in a hurry, or if they're trying to do their makeup really fast and they're not in the mood to blend everything out for 8 hours. Okay, I might be a little dramatic on that, but. So yeah, I would definitely say going into buying one of these blushes, know that they are very pigmented. I'm sure you can realize that if you swatch them at Ulta or wherever you're buying them from. But they're very, very, very pigmented. And they require just a little bit more blending. Just a few extra swirls with the brushes. I've also found that the application is very dependent on the brush you're using to apply it with. My standard brush that I use for like my favorite blush, which is the Anastasia Trio in Peachy Love. The brush that I use for that is this from Real Techniques. I'm pretty sure they've just called it the blush brush, but I'm not sure what it says. They just have a number on the handle. But that's what I always use for blush. It really does a good job. It packs it on. It gives a good impact of the blush. However, with these blushes, it is way too much, and it's not fluffy enough to help blend it out because it, like I said, it needs a lot of help to blend it out. A brush that I have in my collection, mainly specifically for blushes like this, is this Real Techniques blush brush. This is the old version. They made a new version of these. They repackaged it. But this is the older one. Yeah, sorry my brushes are a little bit dirty. I use them and I haven't cleaned them yet, so can't help that. I like this brush for more pigmented blushes that need more of a fluffy brush to blend it out. Like my Lorac blush, that one really needs a fluffy brush. Another brush that I have in my brush collection is this other one from Real Techniques. This is also a blush brush. It's from their Galaxy collection. It's not quite as large as the second one I had mentioned, but it is definitely much bigger and fluffier than the first one that I mentioned. But it is definitely a lot bigger and fluffier than the first one that I mentioned. So these are the blush brushes that I use for this product specifically. If I had to pick between these two brushes, I would pick this one. I picked this one because it's a little bit more dense than this one is specifically, so you can go in here and pick it up. With this blush brush, I have to tap it off like 18 times before I put it on my face. With this brush, with the fact that this is dense but also fluffy, I don't even have to tap it off before I put it on my face. It's dense enough to apply the product, but it's fluffy enough to blend it out. This is like my favorite blush brush for more pigmented blushes. So these are my recommendations for brushes if you happen to buy one of these blushes. I'm going to go ahead and do some swatches of the blushes that I got for you guys. So left to right, that's Ibiza, Dali, and Havana. They're kind of very similar, but I have no regrets. So before I get this makeup that's on my arm on my clothes and ruin some more of my clothes from makeup, I'm going to use my washable makeup rag from today that I had in here. I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off, but I'm going to show you guys how good it lasts upon being wiped off like this. You'll see what I'm talking about. So nothing has touched these or anything. I'm going to use this. It's one wipe. Okay, and that's me just rubbing at it. Ibiza withstands it the best. Alright, so those are my opinions on the new Wanderlust blushes from Buxom. I think if you're into makeup and collecting makeup and buying makeup all the time, I think you should totally buy them. I think they're beautiful. They last really long. And there's so many shades you can pick from. I mean, even if you're a beginner into makeup, you could totally purchase them. They're going to last long on you still. They're going to be good for you too. But just know that they're going to require a little bit more blending, and or they're going to look weird. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll see you next time.